Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of the air rifle depinger. In part 1 we talked about the different types available. The air arms type, which is effectively a cap, 2 O-rings with a small hole. The faithful vinyl tubing and the baby bottle brush. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to insert this into a cylinder. Now what I've done, I've taken a standard baby bottle brush with a handle, 85p from Wilkinson, using a pair of pliers. I've cut the end to where I want it, and then I've bent a small hook on the end, and you'll see why we do that in a minute. Now, as I said, this will work on most air rifles that have a cylinder, such as Heaven X, Brocock, Hat Sands, Day State, Air Arms, etc. So let me just put these bits to one side and I'll show you how it's done. Well, first of all, you do not have to strip your rifle down to this level. Unfortunately, on this Brocock Elite range, in order to get to the end cap, you have to remove the barrel which is attached to the action, and in order to get the action out you need to take the trigger assembly out, so you basically got to end up stripping the whole rifle. Now before you start any of this work, before you start taking any caps off or open up the cylinder in any way, make sure it's completely free of air. Now if you have a depression tool, use that, or it's just easier to dry fire the gun until it's completely empty. If you've got a gauge in the end, happy days. If you haven't, you'll know when it's empty. So let me just show you. On this rifle, it's completely assembled. You do not even have to take the scope off. Now it's quite simple. Again, dry fire the rifle, unscrew the cap, which gets you onto your filling nipple. Using adjustables, undo the nut, and this end cap will unthread from the cylinder. Now be careful, you may still have a small amount of air in there, so you use your fingers, hold it tight, it should vent out. Easy as that. So it just goes to show you do not have to assemble your rifle as much as this one. Right, so I use a piece of dowel, insert it into the end, all the way up till it hits the valve. Place a mark right on the end. And that's where your valve ends up. Now this end cap, which is also where the filling probe goes, lines up with that hole there. So the actual cylinder is that small. That works out just over 200mm, 20 centimeters. So we go just over 10. And that's our midway point. Line up the brush where it wants to be, in the middle with the marker. Move it down to the end so it touches the end of where the hook is. Make another mark on the end of the cylinder. So when you insert, that is where you want to stop, which will get your brush dead center in the middle. Before you insert, inspect the inside of your cylinder, make sure it's free of debris. This doesn't need any oiling, any silicone grease, nothing. These can go in. They're always going to be clean out of the packet. Just make sure there is no loose bristles. If there are, just pull them out. Now, holding it, push in the middle, it will line itself up. Go in with your finger, using your mark. That's now dead centre. Now the reason I use a dowel, I've put a hook on the end, screws in, which will line up with that hook and allow you to extract it. Find your hook, it's that simple. Again, using your mark, job done. That simple to install and remove. Just put these bits to one side. If you have a cylinder this small, such as this little Brocock contour, you'll find that the valve is here and then the end cap is here, so you've got a tiny space left inside the reservoir. Simple solution. Take another bottle brush, using some pliers, cut down smaller, bend your hook in, using some scissors, trim it down. Same principle applies, make sure the bristles are free so there's no loose ones. Insert, same principle. It's that easy. So easy, so cheap, but dead effective. Thanks for watching. In another one of my videos, I'll show you how to completely disassemble a Brocock Elite.